something for getting online. There was some issue.
Okay.
Yeah. I think now it is online. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सागणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिनि। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्ते। नमो ब्राह्मण देवाय गो ब्राह्मण हिताय च जगत हिताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय ते नमः। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी पुष्पानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय। नामाचार्य दास ठाकुर की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्णा। Welcome everyone for today's class.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, we'll continue with Gopi Geet. So 15th verse we have to start with. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकीम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीगुरु दीनदायलं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So we are reading from Canto 10 of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 31, Gopis Songs of Separation, verse 50. अटति यद्भवान् आनिकाननं त्रुटियुगायते त्वामपश्यताम्। कुटिलकुन्तलं श्रीमुखं च ते जड उदीक्षताम् पक्ष्मकृदृशाम्। अटति यद्भवान् आनिकाननम्
अटति यद्भवान् आनिकाननम्
त्रुटियुगायते त्वामपश्यताम्।
धृतियुगायते त्वामपश्यताम्।
कुटिलकुन्तलं श्रीमुखं च ते
कुटिलकुण्टलं श्रीमुखं च ते
जड उदीक्षतां पक्ष्मकृदृशाम्।
जड उदीक्षतां पक्षकृदृशाम्
पठति यद्भवान् आनिकाननम्
अटति यद्भवान् आनिकाननम्
त्रुटियुगायते त्वामपश्यताम्
त्रुटियुगायते त्वामपश्यताम्
कुटिलकुन्तलं श्रीमुखं च ते
कुटिलकुन्तलं श्रीमुखं च ते
जडौ दीक्षतां पक्ष्मकृदृशाम्
जडौ दीक्षतां पक्ष्मकृदृशाम्
Just time translation. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. When you go off to the forest during the day, a tiny fraction of a second becomes like a millennium for us because we cannot see you. And even when we can eagerly look upon your beautiful face, so lovely with its adornment of curly locks, our pleasure is hindered by our eyelids, which were fashioned by the foolish creator. Okay, Hare Krishna. So here Gopis are calling foolish creator to whom?
Brahma.
Yeah, Lord Brahma. Huh? Why are they calling like that? Why
Because
Brahma?
when he made the humans, he even made eyelids. So when they blink, they can't see Krishna in that fraction of a second.
Yes. So, so we can see like this is actually they're really feeling that separation from the Lord. No, we cannot even imagine because for us it is like remembering the Lord is difficult. Usually we are no, we are actually entangled in Maya, and to remember the Lord it is difficult, and that is why we have to take so much of devotee association and chanting. At least during the morning time when we chant, we can remember, and that is why we have to chant very attentively, right, by hearing every word when we chant. And that is the highest chanting, it is said, like highest tapasya we can say, like chanting the holy name of the Lord in Kali Yuga itself is difficult. You can't make people to chant, right? Even the one round, like even when we initially we took up Krishna consciousness, even chanting one round was very difficult, right? It took so much of time and the mind was restless. No, actually that is why the what is mantra? Mantra means which is delivering the mind. Trayate, mantrayate. That is which delivers the mind. So mind actually only when one person's mind is not distracted, only in that state of mind one can chant the holy name of the Lord attentively. Otherwise, it's not possible. It's not an easy thing, right? Because no, like how Arjuna said, no, he cannot control. The mind is very no, obstinate, and he says it is very uncontrollable. No, I cannot do all this Ashtanga yoga, and so hence this is not recommended. All those things, and no, it was very austerity was very high in the different yugas, but in Kali Yuga. So actually, we know that how many rounds Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada gave to do actually
64.
is
64.
yeah, 64 rounds, right? But Prabhupada knew like when he introduced 64, so in the Western disciples they were not able to do like, right, because they had to do other activities also. If they a whole day if they're chanting, they won't be able to do other activities like book distributions, right? And they had so much of work that time. So Prabhupada reduced that to 32 rounds, and still they were struggling to do that. And then what Prabhupada did? Prabhupada again still reduced to 16 rounds because he could see that we are so fallen, we are not able to do even the 32 rounds. So this is for us like this is a we have to do it. There is no excuse like I will do 4 rounds, 6 rounds. Yes, but then Prabhupada has given it is like a medicine. If you do certain amount of no, round, at least 16 rounds only, we'll be able to come out of these three gunas, no, which are very strong to come. No, Daivi Hesha Gunamayi, Mama Maya, Duratyaya, Krishna says it's very hard to overcome. But then we can overcome because Prabhupada has said that. And Krishna never denies the words of pure devotee, right? Following the 4 regulative principles and chanting the 16 rounds alone can get us back to Godhead. It was not so easy in other yugas. They did so much of austerity, right? So yeah, so here we can see that how the even they are saying that a second feels like a millennium. Can anywhere have you heard this something like this, uh, where a devotee says this, that a fraction of second becomes like a millennium, and I don't see you? Who is saying this? Every day we sing that. Yes, you can tell if you don't know the words exactly. Where does it come? Are you able to recall? No one is able to recall. See, in Shikshashtakam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, right? Yugaitam nimeshena chakshusha pravrushayitam shunyayidam jagat sarvam govinda virahena me. Yugaitam nimeshena. Like 1 second is feeling like one yuga for me, right? No? Chakshusha pravrushayitam shunyayidam jagat. So this world is looking like a empty without you. Because we know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in the mood of Radharani and he was feeling the separation from the Lord. And in Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, that is the highest. So here the same thing we can see the mood of Gopis also is in the same line like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where they are remembering all the pastimes and they are remembering the beautiful face of the Lord. Just imagine like how would be like whoever have been associated with the Lord when Krishna was personally present during Dwapar Yuga, they all felt that separation. Can you give some examples of who felt the separation from the Lord when the Lord was present? Who are the people who have felt the separation from the Lord?
Everyone in Vrindavan, Mataji.
Okay, Vrindavan, Braj, like Yashoda Maya and his parents, like Nanda Baba, like it is said, like torrents of water flowing from their eyes. We can't even believe that because we don't have such experience. We don't have such experience of pure love for the Lord, and we can't understand, right? In the Pandavas, when they also winded up their pastime after they come to know that Krishna has winded his pastime and went back to spiritual world. Nobody, they all gave it up, no, to Parikshit Maharaj, and they left to forest. Like nobody could bear the separation from the Lord. Even Kunti Maharani also, when Lord was leaving to Dwarka, like she also, we can see like a prayer where she says that let my mind always be in your, thought and your beautiful face. So, or she says that again and again, let the calamity come to us so that we can remember you again and again. Because remembering the Lord again and again means what? That we will not have to take birth in this material world. So, remembering the Lord is so auspicious, right? So, here they are saying that, and so there are many devotees like how they have felt separation, even the Uddhava, Vidura, right? All the devotees of the Lord felt the same kind of separation when even the devotees of Dwarka and Yadus, right? When Krishna went back, so even they felt the separation. So everyone who has seen the beautiful face of the Lord or like Lord's presence and who interacted, just imagine Krishna personally reciprocated with everyone. He had different kind of relationship, no, for Uddhava like a friend, and even Arjuna also like in a like a friend. Krishna was like how they used to eat together, sleep together. We can see from Arjuna saying that in Bhagavad Gita in 11th chapter, right? So how I have I have called you by name, Yadava, Krishna, and I have many times have taken food from your plate, or we have eaten together, we have slept together. No, now I realize that you're Supreme Lord. So say, like that, how can somebody forget someone who has so closely associated, and always whenever they were in problem, they used to remember Krishna only, and all the time Krishna helped. It's not that they never had problem, because Even Krishna was personally present. They went through so much, no, and still, but then what is the thing? Like they had a complete faith on the Lord, that the Lord is always there with us, no. So it is like, no, I heard this from one of the senior devotees, where they're saying like how it is just like compared to like father is putting the child, no, when it's the baby is very small, he throws, right? You all might have experienced it. When you would have done, or as a child you would have, the parents would have done, or you also do for your children, right? Usually the fathers do. They throw the child in the air and then catch. Yes, you all see that, right? So so when the first time it is done, the child may feel that, why is my father throwing, and then what happens? When he catches again, it becomes a fun. He then again he throws, and again he catch. So then next time it is like it becomes a habit. The child wants more and more. He is no more afraid. No, he's very happily, he leaves all the hand, and he's completely like dependent on the father. So similarly, the devotees also, they, when they understand, whenever the problem comes, they're not agitated, they don't get disturbed, and they are like completely dependent on Lord. They see that as a plan of Lord. When we see everything that comes our way as a plan of Lord, then we won't get disturbed. We need not, we will have the urge, right, to give back, just like in NOIVC. One has to control all the senses, no? Vacho vegam udaropastha vegam. No? Vacho vegam, vacho vegam udaropastha vegam, jihva vegam, no. Vacho vegam. What is the first line, Mataji? You see, Dida Mataji is there. Vacho
Vacho
vegam.
vegam manasa krodha vegam.
Ha. Yes, see, my memory. Vacho vegam, manasa krodha vegam, jihva vegam, udaropastha vegam. Etan vegan yo vishahetadiraha sarvan apima prithivim sa shishya. Yeah, so it's very hard to control all the senses. Are like, it's like a mad elephant. That is what said. There it is like an elephant. Elephant is very difficult. Like tamed elephant will do whatever you say. No, the mind is also like that. So similarly, Vachovegam, we all have urges to speak. We want to speak, but what happens? So when somebody insult us or hurts us, we want to give back immediately to them. But that is not like, the in the same lecture which I was hearing, where the devotees was saying that the when somebody small things, if we get agitated, that is the sign of very lower consciousness. That means we have not advanced even a bit in the spiritual life. Even it's like, after so many years of chanting, or doing all the spiritual activity, if we are not conscious about of our activity, right, then we will be the same. There is no change. There is no change in that, right? There is, he was saying like, we have to be advanced. Means even when somebody does anything to you, we think that as okay, it is just like a, will we get any angry when some postman gives you a letter, like, we want, if there is the content in the letter, it's not something you are feeling happy about, do we get angry on the postman? Why is this like that? No, right? We can't. So similarly, somebody who is giving us, like we are experiencing something bad in life through someone, we have to see that as like a postman delivering, and we have to always think that it is coming from Krishna, because Krishna is giving me, he's testing me. So he is making me more strong. So we have to become strong, right? We cannot like, Krishna it's like, father is giving some punishment to the child. It is for his own benefit. It is not like to, if the child has committed something, like he done some robbery or something small thing, still the father will punish, right? He will not, so that he should cultivate good qualities. So similarly, Krishna also want us to have the all good qualities, and he will test us, and we have to pass in the test. So we have to cultivate that, right? So the so here, actually, the gopis are also like feeling the separation of the Lord, like it is millennium. So we are not on that stage, but only we can understand like how the pure devotees feel the separation of the Lord, right? So we are actually on the platform where we have to, somebody has to help us to remember the Lord. No, that is, we can only do like we can keep in the association of devotees, and we can, while cooking and all those things, we can hear some lectures. Shravanam is most important, right, of all that, because Prabhupada said only with the Shravanam one can attain the perfection of devotional service. So you can hear, and we can actually, if possible, if you have nearby ISKCON temples, you can go weekly and do some seva to the lordships, right? That way, and serving the Vaishnavas, and like serving the Prabhupada mission also, we get the mercy, and where we can advance in our spiritual life. So so these are all highest. So we can't even go into deep into all these things. We can just uh, admire their devotion to the Lord. 10:31:16. Patisutanvaya भ्रातृबन्धवान् अतिविलङ्घ्यते अन्त्यच्युतागताः गतिविदस्तवोद् गीतमोहिता कितवयोषित कस्त्यजनिषि पतिसुतान्वया भ्रातृबान्धवान्
पतिसुतान्वया भ्रातृबान्धवान्
अतिविलङ्घ्यते अन्त्यच्युतागताः
अतिविलङ्घ्यते अन्ति अच्युतगतः
गतिविदस्तवोद् गीतमोहिता
गतिविदास्तवोद्गीतमोहिता
कितवयोषित कस्त्यजनिषि
हितवयोषिताः कस्त्यजनिषि
पतिसुतान्वया भ्रातृबान्धवान्
पतिसुतान्वया भ्रातृबान्धवान्
अतिविलङ्घ्यते अन्त्यच्युतगताः
अतिविलङ्घ्यते अन्त्यच्युतगताः
गतिविदस्तवोद् गीतमोहिता
गतिविदस्तवोद्गीतमोहिता
कितवयोषिता कस्त्यजनिषि
हितवयोषिताः कस्त्यजनिषि.
Someone wants to read? Veena
Yes,
Mataji?
Sure,
Yeah.
Mataji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Dear Achyuta, you know very well why we have come here. Who but a cheater like you would abandon young women who come to see him in the middle of the night, enchanted by the loud song of his flute, just to see you? We have completely rejected our husbands, children, ancestors, brothers, and other relatives. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, we know that the love of gopis for Krishna was so pure and so intense. Like they had given up all their husbands, children, everything. Because whenever Krishna used to play the flute in the mid of night, and they used to leave everything and come to see the Lord, right? So, even Uddhava says this. No? Uddhava, there is a very famous verse of Uddhava where he says the same thing, that who have given the chastity and for, like, Krishna is no, let's read that. Are you able to see the screen, the different screen?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, it says आसामहो चरणरेणुजुषामहं स्याम् Vrindavane kimapi kulmalataushadhinam yadustyajam swajanamaryapatam chahitva bejur mukunda padavim shrutimir viprikyam. So what does it says? Asamaho charanarenu dushamahamsya. So the gopis of Vrindavana have given up the association of their husbands, sons and other family members who are very difficult to give up. And they have forsaken the path of chastity to take shelter of the lotus feet of Mukunda, Krishna, which one should search for by Vedic knowledge. Oh, let me be fortunate enough to be one of the bushes, creepers, or herbs in Vrindavana, because the gopis trample them and bless them with the dust of their lotus feet. See, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also was always, he was also considered gopis to be the purest and highest, devotees of the Lord. So, and we know like how strict was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, we can understand if all the exalted devotees are praising the gopis, and Radharani. That means their love was not at all lust. It was actually pure love for Lord. No, lust means you are no, it is for our sense of enjoyment. But whatever they were doing for Krishna's senses to please the Krishna's senses, it is said. So we can see like Krishna, one who is searched for by Vedic knowledge. So one has to, if one has to understand Vedic, essence of Vedas or Vedic conclusion, one has to read all the Vedas, Vedic scriptures, right? And through the bona fide sampradaya and acharya, and so many rules and regulations are there. No, even for a sadhaka stage, so one has to do all those things. Only then by we can understand who is Krishna, and there are different God realization, Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. So, and Vedas, like how one can elevate oneself from the fruitive activity, and gradually how one understand Krishna. So even after doing all that, it's not easy to understand Krishna fully, because even Srila Vyasadeva, we see that after writing so many Vedas, Puranas, and everything, he was also in a dilemma, like he was in confusion. He was not happy before writing Bhagavatam, right? And whom did he meet? Vyasdev?
Narad Maharshi.
Yeah, Narad Muni. So his guru, right? So guru comes in front whenever the disciple is ready or he is in a despondency, right? It is said, but then all the great things, it is all Krishna's plan, because Vyasadeva is also said to be Sakshavesha avatar, of Sri Krishna only. But then why did Krishna make that? So that he can write Bhagavatam. So everywhere, like Arjuna was bewildered, and then Bhagavad Gita came. And Uddhava, who all his life he was with Krishna. What was their need for Krishna to tell the Gita, Uddhava Gita, right? Before Krishna departures from this material world, he says the Uddhava Gita to Uddhava, right? There was a discussion between both of them. So what was the need? Because one thing is that in material world, anybody can get bewildered, because the Maya is so strong. Even the pure devotees, when they can be bewildered, we are nothing. And for these pure devotees, it's actually the plan of Lord. So to bring, so Srimad Bhagavatam has to be given to the Kali Yuga people. That is why, Krishna Swadhame Upagate. When Shri Krishna went, religion and dharma, everything went along with Krishna. So that is why this is showing the light. It is a Srimad Bhagavatam is showing a light. It is acting like a light to the people who are in a, because this is called as age of darkness, right? So here it is said that how who have given up everything, and for sake of Mukunda, Mukunda and Krishna, and let me become herbs. He's telling that because the gopis will walk in the Vrindavan. If they stamp, then they can trample me, because I can be a bush or a creeper. So I can get blessings of the dust of their lotus feet. So see, it's so deep now. So So this is the mood of gopis, which is also explained by all the exalted devotees. So the same they are also saying here. So can you give some examples where the devotees have given up their own personal people for the Lord, for Krishna in the Shastras? Who are the people who have given up for Krishna?
Mataji, all kings in those days, like Rishabdeva, Bharat Maharaj, and Swayambhu Manu, Priyavrata Maharaj, they all had huge kingdoms, but at certain age, when their kids were old enough to handle, they just left everything and went to the forest for austerities.
Bharat Maharaj, right?
Yeah.
When everybody, Parikshit
Yeah.
Maharaj, he was so opulent and he had an entire kingdom. He gave up everything. So all the rishis used to do like that in the previous time, and it was very common, right? Even Prabhupada says that after 50, one should not be very much attached to this family life. So of course we can't go to forest now, but then one can take up devotional service seriously, even being in, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, wherever, whichever place you are, you can do the devotional service. There is no rules and regulations for doing, anybody, any ashrama can take up to the devotional service to the Lord. So there are so many people, and like Vibhishana, right? The example, particular examples, if we have to take, like how Vibhishana gave up on his brother Ravana, right? So, and then he joined Lord Rama. And Bali Maharaj, right? Bali Maharaj, he gave up on Guru because Guru was warning him that this could be a Lord Vishnu only who is asking you the 3 steps, and there is something. No, he didn't believe that this Brahmana is asking just 3 steps. So he warned him that he could be a Vishnu, but then he didn't take the advice, and even he no, Shukracharya actually rejected his disciple there, that I won't anymore accept you as a disciple. But he didn't care. Bali Maharaj was ready to give up his life for the Lord, right? So we can see that, and Bharat Maharaj also, who gave up everything. Like it is explained in Shastra that Malavat means just like a stool, like after passing stool nobody looks at the stool. So similarly, like that, he gave up. He had an opulent kingdom, wife, nice, attractive wife, children, good children, everything he gave up, and he came to for meditating upon Lord. He came to the forest, right? So there are so many instances where people have given up. So that is not at all bad when it is for Krishna. No. So even in Nectar of Devotion, we have like the 6 principles of surrender. Anukulyasya sankalpaha pratikulasya varjanam. So anything that is favorable for Krishna, one has to take it up, and anything that is not favorable for the Lord, no, or our spiritual life and devotional service, we have to give that up. No, like it could be anything. Like some people cannot give up the this one, the tea, coffee, or like many people give up meat and everything, but small things. Some people are not able to give up the onion, garlic, these things. So every one has to give up, because it will be a impediment for our spiritual practice. Prabhupada says, because these are tamasic, no, tamasic, it is considered as a tamasic food. Then we won't be able to understand well the spiritual matter. So that is why. So giving up for the Lord is considered to be the highest. So that is what gopis have done here. And we have one more, the Yagna Patnis, the Brahmanas who didn't offer the food to Krishna and Balram when they came, but then the wives of those Brahmanas, who were very much, they were doing the sacrifice, sacrificial fire there was there, and they were doing yagnas. And when the lordships came, they didn't offer, or when they asked, like they were very small children, in Braj that time, King Krishna and Balram. They asked for food, they didn't give, because they said yajna has to complete, only after that we will give you. They didn't realize that they were the Krishna and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But these women who were not very much educated, but they knew that it was the Lord, and then they didn't even mind their husbands, and they gave to the children. So Krishna, it is not that Krishna is no he uh, he is understandable by no only persons who are very thoroughly having the Vedic knowledge or anything. No, very simple people also, without any proper education, but then one who is having a faith on the Lord, Krishna is very pleased, and he reveals himself to them, to simple people who are very simple and devoted. Okay. 10.31.17. Rahasi samvidam richayodayan prahasitananam prema vikshanam brihadurashriyo vikshadhamate muhurate spruha muhyate manaha. Rahasi samvidam richayodayan
Rahasi samvidam harishayodayam
प्रहसिताननं प्रेम वीक्षणम् बृहदुरश्रियो वीक्ष्य धामते
बृहदुराश्रयो वीक्षधामते
मुहुरते स्पृहा मुह्यते मनः
मुहुरति
रहसि संविदं हृच्चयोदयम्
संवेदं हृषयोदयम्
प्रहसिताननं प्रेम वीक्षणम्
प्रेम वीक्षणम्
बृहदुरश्रियो वीक्ष्य धामते
बृहदुराश्रयो वीक्षधामते
मुहुरते स्पृहा मुह्यते मनः
मुहूर्ते मुह्यते मनः.
Okay. Snigdha Mataji wanted to read, na?
Hare Krishna Mataji. All glories
Hare
to
Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Our minds are repeatedly bewildered as we think of the intimate conversation we had with you in secret. Feel the rise of lust in our hearts and remember your smiling face, your loving glances, and your broad chest, the resting place of the goddess of fortune. Thus, we experience the most severe hankering for you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So, so we can see like different pastimes which Krishna had with the gopis. They are remembering. So Krishna used to have because Radharani actually all the gopis like in the in the spiritual world, actually all the manjaris, all the sakhis of Radharani are always planning how they will meet. How they will make arrangement for Radha and Krishna to meet, right? So even in the Samsara Dava Ashtaka also we see like how the spiritual master is expert in arranging the loving pastimes of Sri Radha and Krishna, right? So similarly, even they are also like that, and there is no enviousness in spiritual world. No, they are like Radharani is very happy. She also arranges that she want like because they are so much attached to like they are so much in love with the Krishna. She wants the gopis to meet. She wants she arranges for them to meet the Lord. So here we can see that they are remembering where Krishna had met and he says that we think of the intimate conversation we had with you in secret, right? Feel the rise of lust in our heart and remember your smiling face, your loving glances, and your broad chest. So they are saying here that mind are repeatedly bewildered. So when in materially, when we see if a mind is bewildered, it is the lowest consciousness, right? We just discussed in the first loka. So basically, it is not when it comes to thinking of Krishna and one is getting bewildered, because even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu many times he used to faint. He used to get Krishna and then he used to faint in front of Lord Jagannath, no Jagannath, and he used to faint. So because that is the ecstasy and transcendental ecstasy, where the devotee feels separation from the Lord and then he sees, right? So because of that, their minds are, they are saying here that our minds are completely bewildered, right? This material, what happens in there is a verse in Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, when we contemplate on the sense object, right? Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu upajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho bijayate krodhat bhavati sammohaha sammoha smriti vibramaha smriti bramshat buddhinashaha buddhinashat pranishati. So the same attachment when we have for material things, what happens? We fall down, it says. No, dhyayato vishayan pumsa. So here the gopis are thinking about Krishna, but we are thinking about the materialistic thing, right? We are thinking, if by seeing this, somebody may think like, okay, I'm also having a girlfriend and I am also always thinking about her, or the girl can think that, okay, I'm always thinking about boyfriend, so we are all in the equal platform with the gopis. No, this is not so, because Krishna is spiritual. He is nothing. There is no tinge of any gunas in Krishna. And when we think of Krishna, it is actually purifying, but not when it comes to the material thing, right? So Sangasteshu, we develop attachment more and more when we associate with material things, and they said that it's a gradual, that eight steps of fall down. So can someone explain what is the one by one, like dhyayato? First one is thinking about the sense object, and then what? Dhyayato vishayan pumsa. Sangasteshu upajayate means what? Sangasteshu upajayate means we get attached, right? We become attached. When we think about the sense object, we get attached to it. Sangat sanjayate kama. Because of that, lust develop. Kama. Sangat sanjayate kama. Kamat krodho vijayate. And when that lust is not fulfilled, it becomes krodha. That is anger. One gets anger. And if the lust gets fulfilled, it becomes greedy. See, material thing, whatever we do also, there is no, the path is always dangerous only. Either he becomes lusty or he becomes greedy if he does not. Sangasteshu pajay, sangat sanjayate kama, kamat krodho vijay. Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammoha smriti vibramaha. So he become illusioned, and then there is a loss of memory, it is said. And smriti bramshat buddhinashaha. Buddhinasha means loss of intelligence. So when there is a loss of intelligence, he falls down. So the example is Ajamila, right? So Ajamila, when he was contemplating what he saw, he saw some Shudra with a prostitute, and then he was actually a good devotee, and then he just thought, okay, 1 minute, what will happen if I see? So similarly, we also sometimes we all have this experience. When we have the mobile with us, we just think, okay, we may have something, I'll just see one thing and I will keep it, and then I will continue my, or if you are doing a chanting, or if you are taking it, and if you are seeing, then you may think, but then it goes like minutes, and the time how it goes, we can't make out. Or maybe like we are not doing during chanting, but the other time of the day when you take the mobile, or you just start a conversation with your friend, so we are just talking and talking, and then we forget, like so many things are pending in your sadhana, and you're not able to complete that. right? We get lost. So that intelligence is lost when more and more when we attach towards materialistic thing. But here, when more and more they're thinking about Krishna, they can't even forget. So no, this love was not able to understand even for Uddhava, and because of which Krishna because Uddhava was very scholarly person and he knew everything, and he knew also that Krishna was Lord and everything, but uh, he wanted to show, many instances where the Lord tries to show the pure devotion of the pure devotees, no, the how the purity is there. So he sends him to Braj, right, to see like how the gopis are. Like he actually says, you go and teach them the Vedas to the gopis, right? But then after that, he realizes that he is nothing in front of them, and then we can see his realizations also, where he says that I want to be a grass in Vrindavan. So yes.
And when he actually comes back and Krishna tries to find Uddhava, he is milking a cow, Mataji, after he comes back from Raj in Mathura.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He was
Very
so
nice.
involved in Raj's lifestyle that he wanted, he was milking a cow.
Very nice, no? Hare Bol. Yes. In the last verse now, I think that 18 is, no, not 18, one more is there, na? Okay. Brajavanau, 10:31.18. Prajavanaukasaam vyaktirangate hantryalam vishwamangalam त्यजमनाक्षनास् त्वस्पृहात्मनां स्वजनहृद्रजां यन्निषूदनम् रजवनौकसां व्यक्तिरङ्गते वृजिनहन्त्र्यलं विश्वमङ्गलम् त्यजमनाक्षनास् त्वस्पृहात्मना स्वजनहृद्रजां यन्निषूदनम् रजवनौकसां व्यक्तिरङ्गते वृजिनहन्त्यलं विश्वमङ्गलम् स्वजमनाक्षनास् त्वत्स्पृहात्मना स्वजनहृद्रुचां यन्निषूदनम् Okay, someone can read.
Translation. O beloved, your all auspicious appearance vanquishes the distress of those living in Raja's forest. Our minds long for your association. Please give to us just a bit of that medicine which counteracts the disease in your devotees' hearts. Purport. According to the Acharyas, the Gopis repeatedly entreat Lord Krishna to place his lotus feet on their breast. The Gopis are not victims of material lust, but rather they are absorbed in pure love of Godhead and thus want to serve Lord Krishna's lotus feet by offering their beautiful breast to him. Materialistic persons who are victims of mundane sex desire will not be able to understand how these conjugal dealings takes place on a pure spiritual platform, and that is the materialist's great misfortune. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. The translation. O beloved, Your all auspicious appearance vanquishes the distress of those living in Raja's forest. Our mind long for your association. Please give us just a bit of that medicine which counteracts the disease in your devotee heart. So being in association with the Lord means there is no distress, right? So even the hearing of Bhagavatam also, he say, Shunvatam swakatam Krishna punya shravana kirtanaha rudyantasto hi abhadrani vidnoti surutsatam. So when we Shunvatam Swakatam Krishna, when we hear about the the pastimes and of this Lord, so these are also the pastimes of the Lord which we are hearing, which the sung by the pure devotees of the Lord. Swakatam Punya Shravana Kirtana Rudyantasto hi abhadrani. So anything that is very disturbing to the heart, so everything get vanquished. So just like even when Krishna's presence, how all the distress vanished, how Krishna protected the Vrajvasis from all the distress, so many, from all the demons, and even the demigods like Indra, and Lord Brahma, who all like tested the Krishna. So he protected them, even the Pandavas, the Yadus, like everyone, the Lord protected all his devotees. Like even the Parikshit Maharaj, right, the last descendant of Pandavas. So how Krishna gave protection to all the devotees when he was there. So similarly, the same kind of protection is there for us in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. When one gets a taste to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam, all that is which is disturbing to the heart will get vanquished, it is said. Shinvatam Swagatam Shri Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtan Rudyanta Soya Badrani Vidnoti Surat Samtam. And one will be established in a loving service for the Lord. And also he says, Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So all that is inauspicious will go away when we hear Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam is not for one day. So every day we should hear Srimad Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtakim. So then we will get the pure love of Godhead, it is said. So here also like it is said, so the distress when it comes, it is even many times Namanishta Prabhuji mentions in the Bhagavatam class that the anxiety, spiritual anxiety is good, not the material anxiety. So spiritual anxiety, so to do something for Krishna, like Srila Prabhupada had, even at the age of 70, he had anxiety, right? He had to fulfill the dream of his spiritual master. He had to go to the West and preach. The 6 Goswamis, of Vrindavan, like how in that, they were just sleeping for 2 hours and they were actually writing the scriptures. So all those distress which they have taken, and we are tasting that now, right? Because of what Prabhupada and the Goswamis all have done, we are actually relishing, so here they are remembering those things, like how when Krishna, and which is like they're saying that it's a medicine. Like for Kali Yuga, there is no other medicine than the chanting of the holy name, right? In the last week we chanted, Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago. In that also it is said that Eneche Aushadhi Maya, right? Eneche Aushadhi Maya. So for getting over this Maya, you have brought the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you're distributing freely to all the people so that they can come out that the disease. So why we are all in a diseased condition, because when we are attracted to material things, that means we are diseased condition. So yesterday was a class, NND Prabhuji was saying one very wonderful thing. So when one advances in spiritual life, the sign is that how he gives more importance to spiritual things than the material things. Spiritual things becomes the more priority for him, and the other things become secondary. So that shows that he is advancing. Which one we always, every step in life we have a choice, choose this or that. Like there is a material thing also and spiritual. So what are we giving up? Are we giving up the spiritual things for material comforts, or we are giving up those or for spiritual advancement. So he was saying that. And please give so this is a medicine for Kali Yuga, no? So because the no if we take the medicine only, the disease will be cured. So the example we hear, no, which Rupa Goswami Prabhupada gives of a sugar candy, no, that is a sugar cane juice, where that is given for a person who is suffering from jaundice. And when somebody has a jaundice, whatever you eat, it feels very bitter. Even the sweetest of the sugar candy is bitter for him. Similarly, our stage is like that. The sweetest, actually, all like Rupa Goswami Prabhupada says that he wants to, even the Ananta Sesha, they said, thousands of mouth I want to chant the holy name of the Lord. But we are not in that condition. Very difficult for us to chant. We are actually seeing like, okay, 16 rounds is over, okay, my work is done. They are in that stage, right? But but they are not like that. They say that they want to go on and go on chanting because they have got the taste. We are in the disease condition. When the sign is that if we want to chant more and more about the holy name of the Lord, that means our disease is getting cured. We are getting the taste in the holy name of the Lord, because Krishna is not different from the name of the Lord, right? Namna Makari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. So, yeah, only that can counteract the diseases that we have, no? All the anarthas, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. So that can all go, and we'll be established in devotional service when we take the medicine of Krishna's holy name, right? Because now in Kali Yuga, there's nothing else. We only have the holy name. Krishna is not personally present, but he is there in the form of Bhagavatam. He is there in the form of holy name, right? We have to take advantage of that. The last verse. Yette sujata charanambur hamstaneshu bhita shanai priya dadimahi karkasheshu tena tenaटवीमटसि tad व्यथतेन किं स्वेत् कूर्पाधिभिर्बृहमति धीर्भवद् आयुषां नः. It's a different tune. It's quite big. Okay. Yatte sujata charanam buruham staneshu. Yatte sujata charanam buruham staneshu.
Yatte sujata charanam
Purvamstaneshu
Bhita shanai priyadadhimahi karkasheshu.
Gita Shanai Priya Dadimahi
karkasheshu
तेनाटवीमटसि तद्व्यथतेन किं स्वेत्
तेनाटवीमटसि तद्व्यथतेन किं स्वेत्
कूर्पाधिभिर्भ्रमति धीर्भवद् आयुषां नः.
भ्रमति देववद्
यत्ते सुजातचरणाम्बुरुहं स्तनेषु.
Yatte sujata
Charanam Buruham Staneshu
भीता शनैः प्रियदधीमहि कर्कशेषु.
Gita Shanai Karkasheshu
तेनाटवीमटसि तद्व्यथतेन किं स्वेत्
तेनाटवीमटसि तद्व्यथतेन किं स्वेत्
कूर्पादिभिर्भ्रमति धीर्भवदायुषां नः.
कूर्पादिभिर्भ्रमति धीर्भवदायुषां नः.
We'll read.
Shall I, Madhuri?
Yes, Mataji.
Translation. O dearly beloved, your lotus feet are so soft that we place them gently on our breasts, fearing that your feet will be hurt. Our life rests only in you.
Our minds, therefore, are filled with anxiety that your tender feet might be wounded by pebbles as you roam about on the forest path. Purport. The translation of this verse is from Srila Prabhupada's English rendering of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Thus ends the purports of the humble servants of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada to the 10th canto, 31st chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled The Gopis Songs of Separation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So we completed this, right? So this is all we can see that these are all purports written is very short. We can make out when Prabhupada gives we can see Prabhupada's transcendental ecstasy, right? Like love for Krishna, it's so big, and so these are all yes, they're also no, they completed all the Prabhupada's disciple only completed the purport because Prabhupada disappeared from this, no, left this material world when he was doing he was writing the Canto 10 and the Brahma Vimoha Leela was the last which Prabhupada wrote. So after that, we can see that these are all done by his disciples. Okay, translation. Oh dearly beloved, your lotus feet are so soft that we place them gently on our breast, fearing that your lotus feet will be hurt. Our life rests only in you. Our minds, therefore, are filled with anxiety that your tender feet might get wounded by pebbles as you roam about on the forest. So, sometimes we can see them in the previous verse where the gopis are saying that your heart is the place for goddesses, Lakshmi. Sometimes they forget that he is Krishna, the supreme personality of Lord. No, he was saying they are only saying that all the anxieties are removed when you are in Braj of the of the people's anxiety, and how Krishna gives protection. Everything they know, and then again they forget that he is a supreme personality of Godhead. And even the same thing, the Braj people also, they thought Krishna to be like a normal child, no. They don't consider him to be a supreme personality of Godhead, and Krishna as Yogamaya make them to forget that, and they're thinking that okay, how the stone may it may harm the tender foot of the Lord, like that they are thinking, right? So nothing can harm Krishna, right? No, Krishna, because it's a transcendental body of the Lord, and it's all when we see the Bhishma Stuti, it says that while doing fighting, the arrows of the Bhishma used to get hurt, because Krishna used to very cleverly handle the ropes of the chariot, and he used to take Arjuna because he was targeting Arjuna, Bhishma Dev. He was taking left, right, and he used to escape. And that time, what used to happen? The arrows would come and hit Krishna, because he was not aiming at Krishna actually, Bhishma Dev, but it used to come and hit while he was saving Arjuna. It used to come and hit, and it is that so much of blood used to come. No, he saw that there was a blood, and so much he was doing so much of labor in the battlefield that full his face was covered, his hair was covered with the dust, and actually he was he was reminding all those things. Why? He said, I saw that so intensely, I watched because I wanted that to remember, in my mind always, that phase of Krishna, how he protected his devotee, how he carried that the chariot wheel to kill Bhishma Dev, because he was afraid that he would kill his pure devotee. How Krishna was taking anxiety, we can see there. So Bhishma Dev is remembering there that blood is coming, and the sweat is there on his face. But these things we may feel like these are all material, no? For people like us, will sweat, and even the devatas, it is said they don't sweat, they don't get bad smell. But then here Krishna is all he's giving pleasure to his pure devotee. Who is pure devotee? Bhishma Dev. He's one of the Mahajan, right? Actually, he wanted to see the Lord in Veera Rasa. He had that exchange. So whoever have in certain kind of rasa, the relationship, Krishna reciprocates in the same way. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamyam. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. However one surrenders, in the same way I say reciprocate. So Bhishma Dev had that desire that he wanted to see Krishna in the Virya Rasa. So Krishna was giving that, no? That blood and all is like, it's not, in the transcendental body you can't get blood. But yes, it can, Krishna just shows that. So similarly, he cannot get wounded by pebbles or anything. He's a transcendental body. But a pure devotee feels like that, right? Okay. Things Hare Krishna, I tried to say something. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंतकोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय Thank you everyone, and I'm sorry if there was any I forgive if I did any offense while explaining or anything to all the Guru Parampara and devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.